You're nothing more than a hypocritical little bitch from how it looks. Definitely attention-seeking too. Enough, you're so sickening.
What? In today's episode, I'll be looking into a rising trend in recent years, cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is basically bullying or harassment, but online. The risk and impact of cyberbullying continue to grow as our lives go increasingly digital. There are different types of cyberbullying, but one of the most common is sending malicious messages or leaving comments with the intention of humiliating, harassing, or intimidating the victim online. In the past year or so, we have seen some high-profile cases of cyberbullying that have ended tragically. Well-known personalities in Singapore are not spared either. Christabel Chua is a popular influencer with over 200,000 followers. In 2018, private videos of her and her then-boyfriend were leaked anonymously online. Since then, she has been the target of cyberbullying. So it's been almost 3 years, and are you still getting cyberbullied now?
Yeah, every day, at varying degrees. Sometimes it's just a comment. Sometimes it's a DM, sometimes they create new Instagram pages, the daily, or you shouldn't be alive, I wish you were dead, and things like that. I don't think it will ever stop as long as I work in this digital space.
But when all this was happening, do you ever at any point think about quitting or like leaving the internet?
I guess it will cross my mind, I mean, especially on days where you are crying and you are just like really down. You're just thinking, okay lah, I can quit, but then the next question comes like, what will you do next? I've spent so many years learning how to understand the industry, to perfect what I do, build a business, and do I really want to quit?
How did this affect you emotionally?
When you go to a crowded place, suddenly you feel very unsafe. You want to cry, you want to just draw yourself away from a space that actually you would be normally okay with, in the past. Boarding gates scare me. Anywhere where people are using their phones. In the past, I used to be more comfortable putting myself out there to be in front of the camera. And on some days, I cannot, take an Instagram story, talk about what I love. I find it really hard to face myself, to just look at the reflection of yourself. It's just uncomfortable. But on some days, it's okay.
What safeguards have you put into place to kind of protect yourself?
You can actually block certain words on Instagram. You can go under privacy settings and you can block out certain words. However, I guess, if people are just out to make you feel bad about yourself and to bully, they will find really creative ways to spell it out. So there's only that much you can do. When I have the option of choosing whether to have dinner with my friends or head home to rest, I'll choose dinner with my friends, because when I'm having dinner with my friends, I use my phone a lot less as opposed to when I'm at home. Getting ready for bed, you would just scroll through your phone. I would often choose the option of that results in me using my phone less. Yeah, so these are little things that I do to try to make myself feel better. You need an outlet, whether it is crying or just talking about it. You need to vent. You cannot keep it bottled up inside. In any way possible, just try to reach out to someone.
What would you want someone to say to you?
I guess to say that they know that it's not easy.
It's okay, take as much time as you need. It's not easy, Belle.
That they don't know when it will get better, but if you need someone, they'll always be there, and they will not get sick of listening to the same stories over and over again. Yeah, I guess that's the thing, because you'll probably be telling them the same thing over and over, whether it just happened or whether it's the same thing from like a year ago, And I think if you are the person that's telling the story that you are being cyberbullied, to not feel bad, because I feel bad talking about it, and I feel sick of talking about it. But if you don't, then you're not going to get the support that you need. And I think everybody needs support. Yeah. That's why I'm able to talk about it. And my mom will always tell me, you should talk about it because you might make someone feel less alone.
Did you consider seeking professional help?
Yeah, I did. I went to a therapist. It's been good. I achieved my objective. I think the whole journey for me was to understand how I feel, understand how to better control and take care of myself, especially when anxiety and stuff like that act up.
Monica Baey is another person who was cyberbullied. In 2018, she was the victim of a peeping Tom case. A fellow male student filmed her in the shower. Even though he was caught, he was only given a 12-month conditional warning by the police and suspended from school for a semester. He was also made to write an apology letter to her. Monica expressed her frustration on Instagram stories, calling out the school for not doing more against her perpetrator. However, she received many messages from people disagreeing with her method of doing so.
The first sign that I had been, receiving hateful comments was actually on my Instagram. So it firstly started in my DMs, people would comment or message me and be like, why are you doing this? Are you trying to get attention, get revenge? What is the reason that you are posting about this? And basically questioning my intentions. You're nothing more than a hypocritical little bitch from how it looks. Definitely attention seeking too. Don't forget that he admitted his wrongdoing on the same night after the incident before he even went to the police. So now you're saying that you had no intention to crucify him. What he did was wrong, but you are no angel either. Don't hide your true evil intentions and narcissistic self-serving ambitions under the noble reasons such as fighting for women's rights. Enough, you're so sickening.
How do you do all this negativity?
My boyfriend, he basically took it on himself and he just read through all the comments and he showed me the ones that I needed to see, which were maybe requests about things that I could actually do or help or positive comments. He showed me all of that. All the negative comments, he was like, don't even look at it. Don't even engage. It's not going to make you feel any better. There's nothing you can do about it. And people are not going to understand. And what's important is people that you care about understand. And that is all that matters. So I was like, you know what, you're right. I'm not even going to look. Now I look back on it, I'm actually not as affected because I've kind of separated myself from it. These are people that hate on me. And I've sort of learned to be don't take it personally, right? Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I cannot do anything if they want to disagree with me. What I can do is not let it affect me.
So why do you choose to continue speaking about it?
If I stop, everyone's going to stop caring. I think initially when it happened, I was shut off. I was just petrified. I cannot tell anyone. No one is going to know about this. But if the video gets out, I was just so freaking terrified. When the outcome came out, it just didn't make sense to me. How is it possible that this is justice? Everyone tell me to just, accept it. What can I do? I was so upset. I was crying, but nobody saw that. I was so helpless. I felt like I had seen other people go through this and not talk about it, and I cannot imagine just keeping quiet and letting myself be another statistic. At least if people can hear about what is going on, hear and understand why is there something wrong with this, maybe there's a chance to make it better for someone else. If I made a difference, even to just one person, it matters to me.
So how did this affect you emotionally?
Cyberbullying is something that people think that you can just ignore, right? It's just a comment, but I understand how it feels to feel really alone, really isolated, just by this one comment. This one comment can really get to you. I don't know, something in the comment that is said that really hit you in a place that why would someone say this?
I think many people actually don't know that there are laws that protect us from cyberbullying in Singapore. Or maybe they do, but they don't quite know how to use them. So I decided to look into this. I'm here today with Benjamin. He's a lawyer who should be able to answer my questions. If I am being cyberbullied, do I first go to the police or to a lawyer?
The short answer actually is neither. In fact, a victim who is suffering from cyberbullying can actually approach the courts directly. And they are actually able to help direct or to guide the victim through the system. There are some exceptions to this rule. If the victim believes that he is in immediate physical danger, then he should go to the police immediately.
Could you explain what going to the courts look like? So what does that mean for me who has no experience with this? Do I just show up and look online? How does that work?
The state courts is actually quite centrally located within the Chinatown area, Havelock Road. It's a very simple matter of going to the administrative counter, one of the clerical officers there, or the court staff, right, who will basically take down your complaint and will help guide you through the forms that you need to fill, and we'll get the information from you.
And is that process free?
Generally it is. The costs are very low, if any at all. right? I mean, this is really a matter of public protection.
Is there a law in Singapore that would specifically protect me from cyberbullying?
Yes, there is. So this is what we call POHA, P-O-H-A, the Protection from Harassment Act. POHA was actually enacted to provide victims, to give them a range of protection, either by criminal protection or civil protection against harassment, and also against what we call false statements of facts. It doesn't actually require that these sort of intimidating circumstances be in the physical realm. They can also extend to the online world as well.
How is POHA executed?
The courts will come in, and what they will do is they will issue what we call court orders to give you certain protection. What they would get will be an order from the courts, against the individuals, a stop publication order against the person making publication of certain statements to stop the publication. If you breach that, then obviously that's a contempt of a court order, and there can be penalties against the individual.
Now that we know how the law can protect us, how can we deal with the emotional aspects of cyberbullying? I'm going to talk to Joseph. He's a counsellor who deals with cyberbullying cases. There is still a bit of stigma with regards to seeking professional help. So what is your take on that?
A lot of people feel that seeking help is maybe number one, like saying that they are weak, they can't handle their own problem. They may think that these are things that I should be able to overcome, and they may not want to step forward because they fear that people might shame them. People might say that, what do you do wrong? Why? It's not a bad thing, right? To seek help. You do need to talk to someone about it. Don't be afraid. Just step up, talk to someone. And you never know that may be your turning point in your life.
If I reach out to a counsellor, would that be on my health record? And who can access my health record?
When you come to see a counsellor, everything is confidential unless there's harm to yourself, harm to others, or harm to the community itself. Other than that, what is shared in the session is confidential. It's kept in the institute or the place that you seek counselling help with, unless you need your records is summoned by the court. Otherwise, it is confidential. So it's a safe place for you to talk.
Another thing I'm actually really curious about is the psychology of a cyberbully. What leads to someone choosing to write a mean comment or even go the whole hog to harass somebody online, send them mean emails, that kind of thing?
One group of people, they are being bullied online and they become the bully. Right? So when they are bullied online, they feel weak, they feel small, and sometimes they want to seek revenge. Or another group of people that we hear about is that when they write things online, they feel that it's their right to let out this emotion. They feel that it's their right to vent out what they feel. And we help them see that this is also hurting people, right? They actually do not realize that.
I don't think that many cyberbullies actually understand the impact of what they're doing. So if you could say something to a cyberbully, what would you say?
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, whether you like something or not. You can share it with your friends, but do you really need to go the extra mile to leave a comment or to type it out to that person? Think about it before you hit enter. And hopefully, if something is unkind, keep it to yourself or your close group of friends, and it might really help, not hurt someone. I guess if you know that your friend is being a bully or unkind, just tell them, hey, this is not very nice. Can you just not? Just don't do it. I think most of the time people just ignore, people brush it off, and people just let their friend be like that. But you wouldn't know the adverse effect that your friend's actions has on the person. Yeah, so keep each other in check. Try your best to make sure that everybody is a little bit kinder, just a little bit.
You might think that, you're just poking a bit of fun, you're just saying your opinion, you're not intending to, cause serious hurt or upset to someone. But before you actually say something, maybe you should put yourself in the shoes of someone else. It's so easy now, in this day and age, on YouTube, just leave a comment, dislike, say fuck you with a anonymous account. It's so easy to do that. But it's so hard to be the person on the receiving end. What if you were saying that to your sister or your own mother? Why would you ever say that,
What would you say to someone who's also being cyberbullied?
Firstly, go offline first. Go offline. Put it away. Don't even look at it for right now. Think about yourself. What are you feeling? Because a lot of people might feel I'm worthless. They might not even feel their opinion matters, and that's when people kick them, right, when they're already down. Speaking to someone you can close, someone close that understands you, that knows you really, really well. It can be families, it can be friends, it can be anyone really. They will understand your nature, and that is people who can really get to you, make you feel better, make you understand that this is inconsequential, this comment is inconsequential. What matters is you. What matters is that your daily life, you live your life, you're feeling fulfilled, and you are loved.
I think when you're cyberbullied, you kind of don't want to admit that you are, because you feel a bit silly, saying that you have been cyberbullied. And everyone would tell you to get over it. Do not feel ashamed of talking about it. The bullies are trying to incite a reaction from you. They are urging you to feel really bad about yourself. And I hope that people find it in them to not let them win. Because these people don't care about you. And these people do not care if you live, or you are happy and stuff like that. Your friends do and your family does. Learn how to make sure it doesn't happen as often. Whether you are the one seeing the comments or you are blocking the words. Because when you don't absorb the content, then you don't get a reaction, you don't feel it. I think you just try to take yourself out of the situation.
Maybe we see our online lives as a different, separate world that doesn't spill into our real lives. But as today's episode has shown, it could just be a funny comment to you, a little bit of tea, a little bit of shade, but to someone else, the accumulated effect has a very real human cost. Thanks for watching, guys. As usual, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the little bell so you get notified every time a new episode comes out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!